Okay guys, let's get into ether now. Let's check out varieties of reactions that we would be trying with ether. In our list, first is ether with cold concentrated sulfuric acid, ROR prime. Alright, unsymmetric ether. When put in sulfuric, the situation is not only for unsymmetric, it's also for symmetric ether. Alright, so when put in sulfuric acid, we find that ether dissolves in cold concentrated sulfuric acid. Now this is a distinguishing character of ether from hydrocarbons. Alright. Now why does it happen so? It's owing to presence of oxonium salt. Now ether has O. Now as I already mentioned, O has two lone pairs. So H plus sits into one of the lone pair and forms plus. So we would have here plus charge. So owing to formation of oxonium salt, ether dissolves in cold conc sulfuric acid. Alright, that's one property. That's the distinguishing property of ether. Alright, then next. Now if ether is exposed to air for a longer period, what happens is it forms peroxides. Alright, so it's about diethyl ether. Diethyl ether, if is exposed to air for a longer time, it forms peroxide. Peroxide, I told you, O bond whenever is there, that is peroxide bond, peroxy bond. So it forms peroxide of diethyl ether, and these peroxides explodes violently at high temperature. Therefore, diethyl peroxide is very hazardous. Alright. Okay, now let's come to this side of flow sheet. Alright. So what happens if ether is reacted with dilute sulfuric acid? So ether, dilute sulfuric acid, so water, lots of water exists. So it forms alcohol. 2 alcohol, out of which ether has formed, it gives the same alcohol back. Rather, same alcohol is regenerated. That is in case of symmetric ether. Now when we take unsymmetric ether, the same thing happens. 2 non-symmetrical alcohols were used for formation of ether, unsymmetric ether. We get back those alcohols. Then if we take aromatic, if we take aryl alkyl ether, alright, then also what happens? The same thing happens. Both the alcohols are recovered. Alright.